Hi, welcome back to Just an Everyday Fan. Today I want to talk about Caitlyn Clark's groin injury. So I'm not a medical professional, so I'm not an MD, and I'm certainly not I don't hold a master's in physical therapy. So I started digging in and doing some research because I wanted to understand what Caitlyn's injury meant as far as what the rehab schedule might look like. And so I went to people that were actually experts in this field. I looked at timelines and I looked at what they needed to do. Now, a groin injury, depending on how bad it is, so you have a groin strain, and then you have a partial tear to a complete tear. So it all depends on the severity of it. But typically, a groin injury has to be rested for weeks and acclimated back into the activities of a WNBA player. And there's a certain protocol that they have to follow. And the first 7 days are compression, ice, non-steroid drugs like NSAIDs, and rest, elevation. Those are your main things that you have to do, like days 1 through 7 after the injury. Then it specifically goes into other things like exercises, cardio, light cardio, so swimming, and maybe a stationary bike. So we're not doing anything, we're not jumping, we're not doing any of those lateral moves, we're not running, we're not doing any of that stuff. And we clearly know that this didn't happen for Caitlyn Clark, right? So she was injured, if you remember, with that left quad. She was out, I believe it started during preseason. And then she came back in early, and then she injured her left groin. So there was that supporting muscle that got injured, probably due to compensation. So she went out again, and then she came back in rather quickly, and she re-injured her right groin. So we didn't really know what was going on with this. We knew that Caitlyn had gone to a specialist. Now, we didn't get any information really from Stephanie White at all. We didn't get any information from the front office, from Indiana Fever front office. We didn't hear from the organization at all. Where we got our information and where we got our big information was from a media personality, Holly Rowe. And she covered this and she talked to Stephanie. She said that basically Stephanie said there's, quote, no additional injury was found in the scan. So I'm assuming that she took her first scan. When she went to her specialist, they rescanned her and they compared the first scan to the second scan and found that there was no additional injury. I'm hoping that's what happened, and I'm hoping that there wasn't actually a re-injury to the right groin that we didn't know about. Stephanie went on to tell Holly last time when she came back from her injury, her groin injury, she didn't get any practice time or opportunity to ramp up her conditioning. So this time, they're going to make sure she has time in practices, okay, to ramp up. If you know you have a star player, right, and you're a coach, you call yourself a professional, and you know you're listening to your professional medical team that works for the Indiana Fever, and I'm assuming they know all this protocol because they're the professionals. And they didn't do it. I looked at every site. Every site was very strict, and it all read the same way. Well, we know Caitlyn didn't get this protocol. We know she came back too early. Now we have this third injury that we're dealing with. It's cost Caitlyn a lot. A lot of playtime, a lot of chances for double doubles, triple doubles, high scoring games, record set, all those things. Time her fans missed that bought tickets to come see her. So there's this just kind of domino effect from, I'm assuming, the medical team and Stephanie's team decision to bring her back early and not give her the opportunity to ramp up and practice with the team. They put her straight in, and poof, another injury. All right. So bad on you, Stephanie, for that. Good on you for deciding that she needed more time, and you were going to bring her back slower than you did last time, and make sure she had time and opportunity to practice with the team. Now, I looked at the schedule, guys, and it looks like she's going to be out till probably, and this is best case scenario, August 22nd, because that's really the only time she's going to have to practice with the team, because the team is on a grueling schedule, as all the teams are. They only have, the Fever only have 18 games left to play in the regular season before the playoffs begin. Now, during that time, it's one game, it's almost every other day there's a game. There's some exceptions in there. One of those exceptions is August 22nd. So on August 22nd, they play Minnesota, and 4 days prior to that, they have a break where Caitlyn could come in and practice probably 3 days. If not 4. I'm not sure if that's a travel. I'm not sure if it's a travel day or a home game. Otherwise, it's going to be one of these riptides, they're playing one day, they're off, they're playing one day, and that one day might be a travel day. Then they're playing the next day, and it's just continuous for the next 18 games. So their season will end on September 9th. So this is a dilemma. What does Stephanie White do? Let's just say, best case scenario, Caitlyn Clark is able to come back in, right, on August 22nd and play against Minnesota. Best case scenario. What does she do? What does Stephanie White do? Does she reintegrate her, or does she hold her out? Because Stephanie White is building a team. She's building the speed of a team, the type of the game, the offense, the defense, all without Caitlyn Clark. Now, August 22nd, if she is able to come back then and with healthy, like rehabbed properly, that only leaves 8 games in the regular season that Caitlyn can play. Do you put her in the mix? Do you jeopardize a potential playoff by integrating a player back into a team that has now gotten used to Kelsey Mitchell running the point? I don't know. That's going to be a decision that Stephanie White has to make. That's why she gets paid the big bucks. It's going to be interesting. What do y'all think? And of the best case scenario. So we already know Caitlyn's not going to be in for probably another 4 weeks. So the indefinite was then. And I think it's going to be dependent on if her body can handle the actual punishment of running the floor a full game with her team without re-injuring that muscle. If you're Stephanie Watt, what do? Do you put her back in? Do you try to acclimate her back and cause that riptide effect with the other players that have now gotten used to a totally different way of playing? Because let's face it, when Caitlyn's on the floor, she's just faster. Her throws are just pinpointed. They're hard, they're fast, they're deep, they're lobs. She's a quarterback coming out of the pocket, scrambling and throwing. The team's not used to that right now. Her IQ, her court IQ is so much different than Kelsey Mitchell's. The expectation that Caitlyn's going to have of her players and the speed that her players have to have, because we all know that Caitlyn reads the floor and she is playing chess and she sees someone not in the place that they are, but in the place they could be, and that's where she ends up passing the ball. This is going to be a difficult decision on the reintegration. I'm not sure how this is going to go. Let me know what y'all think and your thoughts. As always, thank you for supporting the channel. Please hit subscribe. It would help me out a lot.